should be on. Okay. I don't know what happened. Oh. Okay, it looks like Restream has done another update. Oh, this is usually bad. When they do an update, it usually ends bad. So they did another update, and we'll see what happens. So, how's everybody doing? Everybody, y'all okay? Are we all okay? I know some of y'all like really genuinely thought Kamala was gonna win, and so you're hurting and disturbed and all of that good stuff. And I understand it. I understand it. It is upsetting. Basically because of I'm sorry, hold on. What are you doing? Yeah. Yeah. See, I got some stuff going on here, y'all. Sorry. When they do their updates, it messes stuff up for me. That is still not looking right. Hold on. Okay, we can go there. Y'all, I'm sorry. I have to do this stuff in front of the whole world. Okay, we'll live with that. But yeah, man, everything is all right. Everything is all right. Everything gonna be all right. Hold on, I'm gonna change a graphic here. Okay. Everything gonna be all right. We gonna make it. Hopefully. Hopefully. Okay, here's what I'm concerned about. Y'all know we talk. Oh, let me say hello first. Let me say hello before I get started. Because I got some concerns. Well, let's get going. Dwayne Larkin, good afternoon, representing Mount Airy. DeAndre Crosby, representing, well, he didn't say, he just said first. You weren't first, but I can't blame a guy for trying. Seabreeze in the house, checking in from Blue, Massachusetts, and feeling devastated. I hate to hear that. Daryl in the house. What's up to the real, authentic black podcaster left in the city? The king of talk. Ain't it another one? Another 2 or 3? Maria, good afternoon, representing North College Hill. Is that the top 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Yes, rounding out the top 5. Robert Willis in the house. Now, Robert, it's my fault that you was not in the top 5. It's my fault. Well, really, it's Restream's fault. They did something, and so I have to go in and turn on my YouTube channels for whatever reason. They should not have been turned off. So, sorry. Robert Willis in the house. Good afternoon. Regina, representing Beachmont. Good afternoon. Andrea, out there downtown. Good afternoon to you, Andrea Bustle. Erica Hummins, representing Reading. Good afternoon. Daryl says, thanks for staying up with us and doing live and going live with election results. That was fun while keeping our minds off the inevitable. Yeah. At some point, we knew. I knew there was still a chance, but we knew. Pat, good afternoon. Karen Dye Williams out there in the West End, good afternoon. Jerika says, hola, I'm first. All right. Tell yourself whatever you got to tell yourself to make it work. Who could be mad at that? Nick Brown out there in beautiful Blue Ash, good afternoon. Let's see. Lewis Talbert, representing Sharonville. Good afternoon to you. Crystal Hoskins says, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Andrew says, I think it was more of a hope that she would win. The people would vote for the betterment of the country over party. Yeah, I know. Diane Huddleston Angel says, hi, just checking in. I appreciate you checking in. Fame says, I really enjoy listening to Emanuel Livingston while I'm at Lindsay's crib in White Oak. I'm not saying that other part. Life is good. You're at Lindsay's crib? Who is Lindsay? Do I know Lindsay? This ain't the one that wanted to. It's not that one, is it? I hope it's not that one. Oh, boy. Jerica says, at least I'll be in the house. I'm light skinned. Nat Turner. Good afternoon, representing Madisonville. Lakeisha Baker Shahid. Good afternoon. Thank you for checking us out. She don't want me to tell y'all, but she all the way from Montgomery, Alabama. Good afternoon. Terry Coleman, representing Evanston. Good afternoon. Jeannie Mulholland. Good afternoon. Robert says, you good. Thank you, Robert. Dre, I see you in the house. Good afternoon, representing Sycamore Township. As always, the classy Tree of Gaines out there in Columbia Township. Nate Livingston. He says he's first. You gotta tell yourself whatever. Jason out there in Monroe. Good afternoon. Crystal Hoskins from the Christ Hospital. Jason B 513. Good afternoon. He's out in Lebanon. Fame says Lindsay is one of my white friends. I'm not saying all that nonsense, bro. You saying nonsense. All right. So, okay. Election did not go the way some of us wanted it to go. It went the way a few of us wanted it to go. There were some people who watched this show who are, supporters, and I appreciate them, who wanted to see this thing go the way that it went. And I'm glad that they got what they want. I'm not really glad that they got what they want, but I hope things don't end up as bad as I'm concerned. I'm trying to move away from saying fear. Even though it is fear, I'm trying to not use that term. Because my concern is, look, some of this stuff that he wants to do, he being Trump, some of the stuff that Donald Trump wants to do is going to require constitutional amendments. And look, it looks like they got the presidency, they got the Senate, there's a really good chance they'll have the House, and they have the courts. And did you see all the red on the map? So I know people are saying, hey, look, you can't just change the Constitution. If they got everything and they got the states, like, somebody help me. It's been a minute. I haven't really brushed up on my civics, but to change the Constitution. Nate says, what would he need a constitutional amendment for? I genuinely believe he's going to try to either stay in office or change something about the presidency. Like, he's going to say, it doesn't necessarily say that 2 terms means 2 consecutive terms. So that first term don't count towards my 2 terms, because they were really talking about 2 consecutive terms. So I get to run again. And that's why I said, Seabury says they have the Supreme Court. I said the court. I thought I said the court. The presidency, the Senate, the House, the court, and then they got all of those states that will vote his way. That's not an electoral system. That's, he just needs the number of states. So if he wants to change something constitutionally, I think he could do it. If my understanding is correct, it passes the House and the Senate and then goes to the states for ratification. He'd win. they would win. Nat said, was there a final word on the House reps yet? No, but it kind of looks like they're going to keep control of the House. Y'all, they could change the Constitution. Let me look this up. I don't remember exactly what it takes. Is it 2/3? Okay, 2/3 vote of both houses of Congress. Or if 2/3 of the states request one. Hold on, wait a minute. The founders also specified a process by which the Constitution may be amended, and since its ratification, the Constitution has been amended 27 times in order to prevent arbitrary changes. The process of making amendments is quite... Is this onerous? I know I'm having a hard time pronouncing that word. An amendment may be proposed by a 2/3 vote of both houses of Congress, or if 2/3 of the states request one by a convention called for that purpose. The amendment must then be ratified by 3/4 of the state legislatures or 3/4 of conventions called in each state for ratification. Y'all, I'm really, for real, I think they could make constitutional changes and we won't have no say. Y'all thought I was trying to use like fear tactics when I was saying stuff like, I fear what he will do if he becomes the president, and that, you know, things could change the democracy, the system of government under which we function right now could seriously change. Lemmy Johnson says, so what the solution? Get out and vote yesterday. That's the solution. Don't put him back in office. That's the solution. I was telling y'all the solution the whole time. But people were so happy about being different. People were so happy about, you know, oh, I'm not no Democrat. I don't have to vote for the Democrats. The Democrats don't like us, and the Democrats take us for granted. And yeah. But look, I could be wrong. Nakia says he can't get back in office. He can if they change the Constitution, or if the Supreme Court decides that 2 terms means 2 consecutive terms, or any number of tricks that they can play. If they end up with the House, the Senate, the presidency, the Supreme Court, and a majority of the states, they can change the Constitution. Let me keep saying, she says votes were cast. You're not the only person to ask that question. So what's the solution? And no offense, but I think that's a silly question. He's president-elect. January, 20th? He'll be sworn in. What's the solution to that? There is no solution to that. It just is. Well, I mean, I guess a solution would be, and it's not a decent solution, but, you know, he's almost 80, so maybe he won't make it that long, but you don't wish that on nobody. You don't wish that on nobody. Let me say, people did vote. Not enough people voted the right way. If your goal was to not have that person in office. So not enough people voted the right way. I don't understand how people got, I don't really think that people got tricked. I think maybe some Latinos got tricked. And when I say tricked, I mean they played mental. Jason says the right way is subjective. Jason, I dealt with your misinformation yesterday or last night because I found that you give out misinformation. And the right way is subjective, which is why I added the qualifier, the right way, if you didn't want him to get elected. That makes it much less subjective. Jason, I'm finding that you don't listen carefully. I need you to listen a little more carefully. But I think they are playing. Why does the heading should not say November 5th? Because I changed it here. I updated all of the titles. Again, if it says November 5th, that is a restream thing because I was really careful about that today. Because it would say the election experiment, which is what it was last night. So I changed everything. So, yeah, if it's not correct, blame restream. But they've convinced Latinos. It's almost like they used to do the light skin, dark skin thing with black people. Like if you light skin, you better. And if you dark skin, you worse. Dark skinned people are bad, light skinned people are good. House, field, all of that kind of stuff. Because I saw some Latinos basically saying they voted for Trump because they wanted to distance themselves from illegals. They wanted to distance themselves from illegals. Oh, Jason's back on here. Jason says, you lied to Twin yesterday. I didn't. But if I did, tell me what I lied about. Tell me what did I say. That's what I dealt with yesterday. You saying that I lied to Twin when I gave Twin good information, and you just repeated the information that I gave Twin, saying that somehow I was lying. Again, I don't think it's an issue of you don't listen well. You don't listen. No one said Twin couldn't vote. You don't listen or comprehend. I'm not sure which. I'm going to attribute it to you don't listen well. But yeah, they don't care. I'm sorry, I'm all over the place. Latinos. There are some Latinos who say they voted for Trump because they wanted to distance themselves from so-called illegal immigrants. Because they've created this system in their minds. They created this system in their minds where I'm better than you because of how I got here or when I got here or, what I went through since I got here and I have I'm better than you. And they've got them running with it now. It's just, I don't understand. But look, it's over now. He seemed to have won. Oh, hold on a second. I've got a phone call coming in. Nate.
Emmanuel.
Yes.
Oh,
hold
on, Emmanuel. I'm confusing myself.
Yes.
All right, are you here?
I am here.
Listen, I wanted to get in early since I usually wait till the last minute. And since I participated last night, boy, oh boy, well, I don't mind admitting when I'm wrong. Well, boy, was I wrong. I just had a gut feeling that she was going to pull it out. And she got mollywopped. You know?
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know about this House of Representatives. It looks like they got about 45, 46. I don't have my glasses. That could be a 48 to be called. And earlier I was thinking they're going to pull it out. Hakeem Jeffries is going to be the Speaker of the House, and this black man is going to have to stand up to Trump, the White House, and the Senate. He was going to be like our savior. But, man, if the Dems don't make it, he going to have complete control of government.
Yes.
I don't know. I'm not one to be afraid because you know what? It really ain't going to impact my life one way or the other.
It might not.
I mean, I've been trying to think like, it ain't going to impact me.
All right.
The only thing that it could possibly impact me would be if they went to cutting veterans' health care. They not going to do that. So, I'm good. Now, of course, I got, about 10 years to Social Security. So, I guess down the line, it could hurt me. You know, I guess they could start cutting, funding. You know, people don't realize how government works and how a lot of the stuff that your city and your county and your port authority and your school board, a lot of this stuff depends on grants and funding from the federal government. So it's all tied in together. So Trump could come back and punish cities, and so my city could potentially get punished and get less funding, which could hurt me. But basically, it's people like Twin, and I hope that since the election is over, we can just name names, same people. It's going to be people like Twin, who we know at least one of them 5 baby mamas he got is dependent on government assistance. You the one who's going to get hurt while you sitting around here laughing, Ken, not to say anything negative about our friend Kiki, because I like her a lot. But I'm just saying, the main ones who talked the loudest and was the proudest about going for Trump, y'all the ones who going to be hurt. People like me, and I think like you, and like Arthur, we good. We ain't going to be hurt. So
I don't know about that. I'm just telling you, you give somebody complete control of the government, control of the Supreme Court, and with enough states to change the Constitution, we could be in trouble.
Well, I mean, if you're thinking about like democracy and that type of stuff,
yes.
But I'm just saying, I'm talking more like the bottom line, the dollars in my pocket.
Yeah, I'll be all right in terms of that.
And I mean, I heard what Kamala said. Look, when he put them tariffs on, all that stuff y'all buying from China, and I'm like every other consumer in America, I buy plenty of stuff. So, yeah, I believe she was telling the truth. And I do believe that Trump, to save face, he going to put them tariffs on. And I do think it's going to make the prices rise. But one of the things I want to talk to you about, and we've talked about it a little bit before, is how the media manipulates so many people. I think there was some kind of survey out, you know, when they do the exit polls. Oh, let me start by saying, black people didn't fall for the okie doke. We didn't believe the hype. Black voters went out and voted the vast majority voted for Kamala Harris. So all this stuff, whether it was in your face, Radical Ron, telephone twerking twin, all the rest of them, or it was that low key, trying to talk all polite like Marquita Denise, I'm just gonna pretend that I'm neutral or that I'm for Jill Stein and for third parties. No matter how you brought it, it didn't work. The trick didn't work because black people saw through it. Now, I kind of wanted to talk about how I remember they used to talk about in local elections how people used to pass out what they call walking around money. You remember that term? They used to get on the preachers because they said, man, we know the Democratic Party officials, they come along and they give them money, they slide the preachers some money right before the service, and that's called walking around money. And then the preacher is free to either pass the money out to people or keep it himself. And we let that get off. It might have been true, but I'm just saying, I never saw no money, and me and you been in plenty of churches, and we done been in plenty of them what you call them, meetings before the deacons go out there and pray and
I don't know what they call, but yeah.
I don't know why I'm laughing, but I'm just having a good flashback of the deacons going out there singing one of them old-timey hymns before they break into a good prayer. But anyway, so they done sophisticated it. Elon Musk and the white boys that came in, they literally passed out walking around money to these people. Now, I can't say for sure who got the money in Cincinnati, but I know the lady in Toledo who got money from Turning Point. They gave her flags. They gave her paraphernalia. They sponsored. They had to write in like, okay, how do you want to spend this money that you're asking for? It's like she had, during the summer, she had like things with the bouncy houses. And it was all they was playing the long game. And I guess what I want to say is, point number one, Democrats ought to be playing the long game too. Why ain't the Democrats passing out that walking around money since we now know that it's legal? All the stuff that they've been claiming, for years they've been saying George Soros is paying y'all to do this and to say that. But I ain't never met nobody who actually got the money from George Soros. But I have met people who got the money from Elon and from Turning Point. So I'm just saying maybe they were protesting and complaining about it, y'all on the take, when really they were on the take. It's kind of devious for them to do that. Maybe I want to ask just straight out, what's his name? Fame Rothstein. I want to know, Fame, did you get some of that money? How about you, Radicalized Ron? Did you get some money? We know they ain't gay. Twin doing this for free. Now, will you please promise to, because this happened on your night show, I do believe.
All right.
Talk about the man from Kroger's who said he basically admitted he's one of the people who's been radicalizing Twin right there in the break room at Kroger. So I feel very conflicted about this, and I'm kind of moving from subject to subject. But I felt very bad about that yesterday after I heard that man, because I'm thinking it's kind of like Twin has like a little kid brain. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if, you know how these conjoined twins, they have to share certain stuff. So I don't know if him and I shouldn't say this because people are going to say, why are you bringing his brother into it? And let me just say, his brother ain't got nothing to do with this example. But I wonder if maybe because he's a twin, if maybe he only got half a brain. I don't know for sure. I'm just throwing it out there. So we should not let the small-brained people get radicalized in the break room. And I'm thinking this guy, what was his name? Old Dave?
Apparently it was Odell.
Odell. I like Old Dave better. But, okay, Odell. We said Odell saw this man. He probably saw him with some crayons or something during the break. And he said, oh, I can get to him. And he went and he brainwashed and he manipulated our dear brother, Mr. Joyner. And I don't think that's right. And so I wanted to bring it up. And let me see what else I have on my sheet. Do you believe that Joe Biden, he's been a good president? Do you believe that he will make Kamala Harris a Supreme Court justice? That he can talk that sick white woman into stepping down, and that he can put Kamala Harris on there? She will have been a senator. Hello. She will have been a attorney general, a district attorney, and what better cap off to your career could it be to have a job she's going to have for life? She could go be the attorney general. Because if she run again, it's going to be a fight. The guy from Pennsylvania, the lady from Michigan, it's going to get messy. Do you think that that's a way, if Joe Biden want to do one more solid for the team, that he could do that?
I think he could. I don't think he will. But I think he could. And it would be a smart move for... Because I heard somebody saying Sotomayor wasn't in the best of health. Like, she had some health issues.
Yeah, I probably said that. Well, some other people have said it.
Yeah, well, I mean...
He's traveling around with a medical assistant.
Yeah, I heard some people... It wasn't you. I heard some other people on other talk radio say it. And who's the other guy? What... Can't think of his name.
The Democrat-appointed justice?
Yeah. I can't think. It don't matter. Old dude.
Is Souter still on the court?
Huh?
Is David Souter still on the court? I don't know.
I'll look it up.
I can look it up. Well, while you looking it up, let's circle back to that. Because I already feel like I'm being long-winded. So I think that J.D. Vance, Elon Musk, and Don Jr. and some of the rest of them, I think they're going to wind up falling out. I think it's going to be a power struggle because if you ever listen to Donald Trump and you read some of them books about him, they say Donald Trump loves to pit people against each other. He likes to see them fight it out, sort of like on The Apprentice. And then he can come in and he can say, okay, I heard both of y'all, arguments, and this is what it's going to be. I think J.D. Vance, that billionaire tech guy that basically Joy Reid says owns him, I can't think of his name, a gay guy. I think Elon, and it's one more that it wasn't really Don Jr., but I put him in the mix. I basically think all them bros is going to get to fighting over power. Oh, RFK, you got to throw him in the mix. I think they going to all be trying to pull because some of them really want to do some of the stuff they said. They really want mass deportation. They really want to end Obamacare. They really want to ban abortion, even though Trump was careful to say, I'm not for the ban. I still hear Lindsey Graham and some of the rest of them, and now they got even more Republicans in the Senate saying, we didn't say that. Trump said that. And if they get the House, what's to stop them from passing it and saying we dare Trump to veto it? He's not going to veto that. So there you go with your national abortion ban. And then J.D. Vance has already said, you don't even need no new legislation. We got the Comstock Act, and that can let us stop these abortions in the various states, and include medical abortions and some other stuff. So I just think they're going to get to fighting. I think who you think is going to? Did you find the answer to the Supreme Court justice you was looking for?
I was thinking about Kennedy, who been gone. So.
Oh. Well, yeah. They're saying if Trump gets in before he leaves, he gonna make Clarence Thomas and the other older guy. He gonna force them to step down. So he gonna submit his legacy. He's gonna still have at least 5 Supreme Court justices, and they're all gonna be fairly young for that position. So I'm just thinking, Biden, you might as well do it, man, because why not?
He not. I don't get a feeling that he's gonna do that. Plus, I think Biden is probably still a little upset about being stabbed in the front.
Well, you got one guy named Vernon who was all for them kicking Joe Biden off the ticket, and I argue with the guy. I think you got 2 Vernons, so I don't remember which one it is. But he know who he is, and they just swore they thought it was the right thing to do. I never thought that they should push Joe Biden because he had 14 million people vote for him. Okay, let me move on. So, since J.D. Vance is going to be the vice president, we're going to get a new senator, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the governor, DeWine, is going to appoint the person. Now, I'm reading that among the list of people is Vivek Ramaswamy. So I was watching. I think you went to sleep. I stayed up and watched that Trump victory speech. And, boy, when I tell you, it was very weird because in the middle of it, this guy started doing the, he started doing the worm. I mean, he started talking about Elon Musk, this rocket. He sent it up into space. It was painted a beautiful white. It had beautiful white paint on it. And then when it came down, the arms reached out and it grabbed the rocket, and it didn't have the white paint. And he picked up the phone, and he called, and he said, Elon, what happened to the paint? And Elon said, and he went on and on and on with this story. And it was like, dude, this is your victory speech. What the hell are you talking about? But so anyway, I noticed Vivek wasn't on the stage. They had him down in the audience. He had I think it might have been one person with some color.
Yeah, what's his name's wife was the only person of color I saw up there.
Hold on. Y'all see I'm doing something. I had to tend to some children real quick. A brief, rude break. Now, what y'all want? Oh, no, I ain't paying y'all to do them ladies. Yes, go ahead. All right, I'm back. That was crazy. I feel like Trump took interrupted his victory.
It's not the worm,
now I just
by the
interrupted
way.
my
It's
call.
the weave.
Anyway, yeah. Basically, the stage was all white. And I think that sent a shocking message to America. Like, this is what y'all got coming.
I don't think it sent a shocking message to anyone. I think that is what America wants.
Make America white again?
Yes.
But he didn't really say that.
No, he didn't say it. He's just, he's been, that's what Make America Great Again has been the entire time, is make America white again.
E-Man, did I mention that 92% of black female voters voted for Kamala? 78% of black men voted for Kamala. I've been listening to your show. I've been listening to Lincoln Ware. Every now and then I turn into the Bill Bondsman's podcast. Y'all had me believing that it was this great migration of black people who was fed up with Kamala. You wasn't voting for her. You couldn't stand her. She wasn't even really black. And that they was going to Trump. What happened?
I don't know, but they had me convinced too, because they convinced me that Kamala wasn't going to win Illinois. That's what I was told. Black people in Illinois and Chicago are not going to vote for Kamala. She's not going to win Illinois. I think somebody guaranteed me that.
Now, I don't want you to. I do want you to name names, but okay. So, just this woman named Ambra, right? I think she participates on your podcast sometimes. Now, I heard Ambra call into the Bill Bonds. And matter of fact, let me just give y'all some behind-the-scenes info. So I don't listen to the Bill Bondsman very often. But today, being the day after the election, I figure I might as well tune in to see what the brother is talking about, right? So I was a little late, granted. So I don't know how he started off, what his opening monologue was or whatever. But when I called, shortly after I tuned in, I heard the telephone twerker call in, and then I heard this woman, Ambra. And Ambra said something to the effect of, every demographic voted for Trump. And then I was thinking, aren't black women a demographic? Aren't black men a demographic? What is this woman talking about? Now, she was saying it in the context of bragging, like, yeah, Trump got it. He got it done. But in the next breath, almost, they said people are trying to blame black people for Trump winning. We're not responsible. In fact, Twin called in and tried to make that point that y'all shouldn't be mad at me because I voted for Trump because black people didn't even go with me. So I'm asking you, since you are the king of talk, and I guess you're the king of podcasting too, unless somebody else has taken that title, how can it be both? How can black people not be responsible because they didn't vote for Trump, and at the same time you're saying we won because we convinced black people to vote for Trump? Which is it?
Is that it?
I'm looking over my sheet, my talking points. I was hoping that you would have something to say while I peruse these. Oh, I did want to make one last. I want to ask you a serious question.
All right, quickly.
Remember when Michelle Obama? She was the best and our forever first lady. I love Michelle Obama, even though I'm still mad about her saying when they go low, we go high, because I think that messed the whole America up. But anyway, remember when she said, I'm concerned, we got all these fat kids in America, and I want to fix the school breakfast and the school lunch, and I want America to exercise. I believe they called it Get on the Move or something like that.
I remember.
Do you remember the backlash from mostly white people, but some black people? She's trying to take away our freedom. Our kids have a right to eat pizza. We don't want them taking the potato chips out of the lunchroom. Give them the soda pop. You remember the backlash?
I remember.
How in the hell, if Michelle Obama couldn't do that little bit, how can Robert Kennedy Jr. talking about he's going to make America healthy again? He's going to not only revamp the school food, he's going to get our food in the grocery stores changed. He's saying HIV don't lead to AIDS. He's saying he don't believe in these childhood vaccinations. He don't care if we have mumps or measles. He believed that that's part of, what did they call it when people didn't want to take that COVID? They said basically, let some people get sick because they'll die off and the herd will be stronger. I can't remember the term. How can Robert Kennedy be in line to have all this power when America said they didn't want Michelle Obama doing the little bit that she tried to do? That's all I got to say, except for Kiki. I haven't had a laugh for quite a while, and in fact, I almost cried last night after Kamala didn't win. So we need you to call and liven up the show today, please. Don't forget about us. That's all I got. Unless you got questions for me, you're out of here.
All right. Have a good one. He asked, how can it be both ways? How can black people be responsible for voting? And it can't. Some people just saying stuff. Some people are just saying stuff. And people are looking for reasons why. The reason why Donald Trump won is simple. He got more votes where he needed those votes. Why did he get those votes? My opinion, I see a white man speaking in terms that white people tend to feel and agree with, but won't necessarily say out loud. That's what I believe. Like, come on, we all been in a situation where you know what you think. Like, you know this person is crazy. You know this person is crazy. But nobody want to be, and then somebody step up and be like, "Be you crazy?" And we all, "Oh, you shouldn't say, oh, that's so mean. That's so mean." But deep down inside, we was thinking it. That's what Trump does for a lot of white people. He talks all that racism stuff, all of that crazy hatred and all of that stuff. And they say, "Oh, I don't like the way he says that. Oh, he shouldn't say those things. Oh, people don't like those things." But deep down inside, they like, he right. I agree with him. I agree with him. We need to get rid of all of these W backs. I don't think you can say the term. We need to get rid of them. We shouldn't, these ends shouldn't be teaching. I don't want my kids learning this end history. Because one of his proposals is he's going to get rid of the Department of Education, and he's going to, he going to fine or defund any program that's teaching like critical race theory or anything that has to do with, racial. That's a part of his plan. They hear that stuff and they, "Oh, that don't sound good." But deep down inside, they like, yeah, let's get rid of that. I don't want, that's who he's talking to. He is speaking to those people. They hear it and they feel it. And that's why he won. They don't care if he grabs women by the vagina. They don't care. They don't care if he raping bitches in the closet. They don't care. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said the B word. I know Lakeisha hates it when I say that word. I apologize. But they don't care if he raping people in the closet. They don't care if he's stealing money. They don't care if he don't pay his workers. They don't care if he don't pay his vendors. They don't care about felonies, and they don't care about any of that. He is speaking their language. Outwardly, they say, "Oh, that's horrible." Inside, they're like, "I agree with him. I agree with him. That's my guy." That's why he won. Fame.
And that's why I'm listening to this show right now, because you're my guy.
All right, I appreciate that, Fame.
Yeah, just real quick, I'll try to be brief. Yesterday I kind of went in on a gentleman yesterday, and somebody told me I should be nicer, and it's just like, no, I'm standing on business. I'm standing on business when it comes to that person. But hey, the gentleman, the last caller, your brother, that we all know and love, did he just say I was like taking contributions or something? Kickback for Trump or something?
I'm not sure if he. I'm not. He. I think he mentioned your name, and he may have asked the question of, "Did you?" I didn't know why he asked that question. So.
Yeah. Well, if he's asking if I get them, I want to know when were they dispersed? Because I ain't get them.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, I don't know what he's talking about. And I didn't ride hard for either election. What are they called? Candidates. I didn't Trump for, pardon the pun.
He
I
might
didn't
be
Trump for either.
confusing you for your brother.
Who's my brother?
Drop Squad.
Oh, that ain't my. Okay. Yeah, well, he is my brother. He is my brother in God's way. So yeah, okay.
Wait. Wait, hold on. He's genuinely not your brother?
No, we're not related at all.
Oh.
He light skinned.
I've never seen him, but I thought I heard y'all talking about each other one day and saying that y'all was brothers or something.
Yeah, no, it's just, we brothers in God's way. Now that's what I'm saying. Tanika, I know you're listening. Drop Squad, he's light skinned. You're just light brown. Drop Squad's damn near a Yellowhammer. He is a Yellowhammer. You know what I'm saying? You're just light brown, Tanika. Quit talking all that light skin shit. You ain't light skinned. You about 3 shades from light skin. You damn near, you blacker than you is light. If we keep it as a buck. But I apologize.
Well, light skin, hold on, just so
there.
you know, and I learned this a while ago. Light skin is relative, right? So if you
what?
It's relative. So if you was around a lot of dark brown people and you're, a little light brown, you would look at yourself as light skin. So it all depends on, your perception of you based on the people, usually the people that you grew up around.
No, that's fairly astute. Because, if I lived in, say, rural Alabama, even you and I would be considered red bones down there. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know about that.
But yeah, I just wanted to clear that up with your brother. Please read the room, brother. Some of us actually support you. Don't go alienate the people that fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? I know you're firebrand. You'd like to go out and get in the mix, jump in 10 toes down, even if you're stepping in nudie stores to get your point off. We know that. We know this about you, but don't go stepping on the toes of the people that fuck with you. You understand? But yeah, I'm very disappointed over the election results. I voted for Kamala. I don't find Trump to be very just presidential. And then the 34 felonies, I find that to be very, very peculiar at its best.
Hold on, think about this, Fame. Think about this. Our president-elect has a sentencing hearing coming up very shortly.
Right.
How crazy is that?
What judge is going to have the balls to sentence the president to jail?
Well,
what judge? What local judge would have the balls to do that?
I don't know. We'll see what happens. I don't think he's going to jail.
34 felonies. You got to give me some man time. That's a lot of damn felonies.
I don't think
to be
that man is
stacking up, giving probation on. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But hey, I get what you're saying though. But I think when the history of Hamilton County politics is written, we must not overlook Connie Pillich's victory.
Yes.
We cannot overlook that. Like that, a white lady Democrat won the Hamilton County prosecutor that we thought was totally inaccessible for Democrats for as long as we've been living, as long as our generation been in the mix. We've been taught that and thought that through Mike Allen, Simon Lease, Mike Allen, Dieters, that whole little clique they had of just passing the baton to the next conservative white male. And now this lady jumps in, because what's her name? The lady who replaced Dieters because he went upstate. What's her name?
Melissa Powers.
Powers. Yeah. I mean, she was, she's been in the public eye for a while and been down with them. I mean, all they talked about how pretty she was, and that's how they helped her nab a killer. So she was kind of destined for some type of stature within the county because of what she did way back when. And she got in her first time getting elected, she was beaten by another woman, a Democrat. Like I said, that's rather dumbfounding for Cincinnati, for me anyway. To me anyway. So, but that's all I got. I was just kind of reacting on what the elder Livingston said. Kind of clear that up. I don't know what he's talking about, but when you mentioned that he might have confused me with drop, that somewhat makes sense. But he's smarter than that. You know what I'm saying? But it's all good. Hey, y'all. Maybe we'll have a new day with the new presidency. Maybe, it'll be the same old. We'll see. But until then, as Soul to Soul said, keep on moving. Don't stop. Oh!
All right. That's Fame. Hold on, let me get back over here. Hang that up. Yeah. I wanted to see that. Hold on. Let me see if I can pull up the vice president speaking. Oh boy, let's see. Let's see, she up there. She getting ready to speak. She's not speaking yet. She's not speaking yet, but when they go live to her, I'm on C-SPAN here. So when they go live to her, I'll go live. Want to hear what she has to say. I thought she had a chance. I knew it would be close in a lot of states. I thought she would pull off one or two more, but it wasn't to be. And I guess we'll see what happens. We will see what happens. Hold on, I'm trying to get my little green screen right. I don't want to be like what's his name? What's his name? What's y'all boy name? Roland Martin. His green screen be looking terrible. I don't want to be that way. So we're waiting for Kamala Harris to get up and speak. Oh, that's right. And Jack brings it up. Issue 1 went down. So gerrymandering is what it is. Not a whole lot we can do about it. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm playing with this deal here. Just trying to get my green screen right. See, is she coming out yet? They out there, they excited, they waiting for her. Jason says, Harris, well, I guess instead of having rappers shake their behinds and shaming undecided voters for not voting for me, I should have reached out and seen what the issues that mattered to them was. Diane said she's probably not coming out till 4:30. I know they had said she was supposed to speak at 4. They said she was supposed to speak at 4. And, you know, y'all know how it is. 4 o'clock, you know, put a little CP time on there. You never know. You never know. So, all right. Well, I guess in the meantime, that's C-SPAN. We'll keep that on in the background. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I got darker here. Take a call. CK. CK?
Hey, how you doing, Livingston?
CK, I'm doing all right. How are you?
Absolutely devastated. Absolutely. I mean, this loss hurt. This loss hurt. You hear me?
I hear you.
I feel that this is how I would have felt if Obama would have lost. I mean, the emotions is overwhelming. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And I told you, man, I just feel like, you know, I go out my way, you know what I'm saying, waiting these long-ass lines to vote, you hear me? And then you don't even count my vote?
Who didn't
So
count
my vote meant absolutely nothing.
Wait, who didn't count your vote?
Who won Ohio?
Donald Trump won Ohio.
There it is.
That don't mean they didn't count your vote.
How the hell did he win my state?
Well,
See what I'm saying?
well, not
I
enough.
represent Ohio.
Hold on, not enough people got out and voted the way that you wanted them to vote.
So you really think they count the loser's vote?
They count the votes.
So I mean, I'm trying to understand. You being 50 plus, growing up in America, why do you trust a corrupt organization like politics? What convinced you?
Look, for me, it's a lot of it's just common sense, bro. You get out and vote. And if enough people that agree with you get out and vote, more that agree with you than agree with the other side, then the way that that's set up, in particular for presidential elections, if more people in Ohio voted for Harris than Trump, she would have won Ohio. So just because your side doesn't win, like this is some Trump logic that you're using. Just because your side didn't win doesn't mean the vote wasn't fair. It just means your side didn't win.
I mean, but you growing up, you being a black man.
Hold on. Do you remember 2008 when Barack Obama won Ohio?
Yes,
was it fair then?
Yeah, I voted. They counted my vote then.
They counted your vote this time. Your side just didn't win.
So I'm trying to find out, when did you start believing in the system?
I'm not even sure that it's a matter of believing in the system in that way. It's just a matter of simple logic.
Logic tells you this is America. Everything is corrupt. These people we're dealing with are powerful and wealthy, beyond you or my means, sir. So for you to believe that they would,
were they still powerful and wealthy back in 2008?
Yes, but I was with the corrupt organization then. You have to be with the corrupt team to win.
So you think whichever team wins was the most corrupt?
They just want the corrupt that's in power, sir. Now they have the Senate. The whole shit is red. It's all blood up in the White House.
Okay,
now, right?
What about when Sherrod Brown actually won his seat and won re-election. Was it rigged then?
Yeah, I voted for him, right? That's Ohio, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So when he won, was it rigged?
Yeah, they wanted him to get in. I'm just saying. Okay, but I'm saying as far as the presidential election, that's the big wigs, right? They all corrupt. But I'm saying I was with the right corrupt team.
So
You know
you
what I mean?
genuinely believe that whoever won, they were the most corrupt?
Sir, they tell you this. Electoral college, sir.
No one tells you that. First, it's electoral college. I don't know why y'all like to throw that extra I in there. Electoral college. And that's like one of the most cynical ways to view it.
Yeah, you got to understand, sir. You too old to be believing in traditional values. You have to understand that everything is a facade. You're still believing in the stuff you're watching on TV. You have to know the game. You know what I mean? The game is America don't want no woman as president, and they want the powers that be to have the control.
And
they
the
won't
way,
allow it.
but CK, the way that they keep that woman, because I agree with you on that. America doesn't want a woman as president. But the way that they keep a woman from being president is they get out and they vote against her.
Mm-hmm. Vote against. Oh, the men. So it's more men in America than women?
No. America, the people of America, get out and they vote in the people that they want in.
So okay, so let's go by the numbers. She's a woman.
She is a woman.
Is it? So is the women going out voting for the female, or are they voting for the male?
Well,
who won the woman vote?
More than likely, Trump won the white woman vote.
There it is. So women sexist.
Well, you could argue that. I think a lot of that is racism. But, I mean, I think the same thing happened to Hillary. So, yes, there is, just like black people are divided, that I always talk about light skin, dark skin, but it's a lot of different ways, good hair, bad hair, all of that kind of stuff. How black people are divided. How I talked about earlier, how Latinos are now becoming even more divided. I'm sure they have some divisions, but as they come into America, America gives them even more ways to be divided. Like these people are you're born here, so you're better than someone who immigrated here. You immigrated here, and now you're a citizen. You're better than someone who immigrated and they're not a citizen. You immigrated here, and you're not a citizen yet, but you're better than that person who immigrated here illegally. They find ways to divide us. Women are no different. There are that same white male patriarchy and power structure finds ways to divide their own women. Hillary was a B word and all of that kind of stuff. She, had all kind of women are divided in the same way that everybody else is divided. So, yeah.
Do you think they lead in the division? Are they the most divided of the people you named?
No. I don't know. I think we're all some degree of divided.
Oh, because you got to understand, by her, Hillary was attacked and slandered over emails. That was the whole thing. Email. It wasn't about what was in the email. It was just email. So when I seen how women reacted to that, that's when I said, oh, women hating women. Because they would just say emails. And I would say, oh, okay, this is a
and
trend.
some people, CK, are just very gullible. And they see a commercial, and so they believe the commercial. Or they hear a talking point, and they hear it repeated. And so they believe that talking point. Like, that's what they believe it. It is what it is. Until, that talking point has been maybe debunked enough to where the candidate stops using that talking point and then they stop saying it because they stop hearing it.
Yep. But I want all the people that voted blue like I did, straight down the middle, just to understand this is a defeat, but we personally have a responsibility to ourselves and our families and our children and our parents, right? To uphold values. We can survive this. We don't have to, because a lot of my people are talking about leaving the country, and a lot of people are on the internet crying. I just want the people to understand we can make it through this. We made it through 4 years of Trump before, but it's our personal response. Your life excels based on you, not the president of Livingston. So don't think it's the end of the world because the orange devil won. You know what I mean? You
Thank
still
you.
could be successful out here, sir.
Thank you, sir. I
You
appreciate
know
the
that
pep
though.
talk.
I mean, you got to spread that to your babies in
Yeah.
the family. Don't let them get discouraged by a tyrant getting elected.
I will
He's
make
just
sure
one
to
man,
tell little
Livingston.
baby that.
You gonna tell her that for real?
Yeah.
See, this is how greatness is made. That inspires her, and then look, 28 years down the road, you looking at little baby, all the way. You know what I mean?
Well, what's
What's
going
that?
to happen is I'm going to tell her that, and she going to say, grandfather, who is the orange devil? Because she don't know nothing about all of this stuff, but I'm going to tell her.
But it manifests much later, like when she's graduating law school and she come back and tell you, Grandpa, I remember you told me about the orange devil getting elected and you said CK said this. That's what I'm talking about. The future, the manifestation.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, it put me back on the pole. I went back. This election drove me back to Paul.
All right.
I'm back on that Paul Masson, sir. I apologize about that to my people, but I will kick it again, and peace out to the people.
All right, CK. Thank you. All right. That was CK. Words of wisdom from CK. You can't beat that. Yeah, I mean, look, y'all. I mean, we all know. We all know. Like I said, nobody is storming the Capitol. On when they go and certify the election, I don't think you'll see people breaking into the Capitol trying to hang people. It's just not this side, which is to answer, Nate asked a second question, and I forget exactly how the question was worded, but he was basically saying at some point the Democrats got to play dirty right along with the Republicans. Got to, since it's legal, dish out a little bit of money right there with the Republicans. Buy elections or people. And I think I'm one of those people who say it's a certain line that you shouldn't cross. Because if you cross that line, then what's the difference between you and them? You want to be honorable. If you decide I'm going to be dishonorable because they're dishonorable, then who do I have to choose? Because I want to choose somebody honorable. It's not my fault that the majority of America, apparently, doesn't care. I care. My issue with the Democrats is simple stuff. Like, I don't believe in abortion. I mean, I understand it exists. But I don't want to take away your right. But I hear Democrats talk, and I know y'all gonna say this is not what Democrats are saying, but I hear Democrats talk, and they certainly sound to me like they want people to go have abortions. Sounds like they think abortion is the way to go. I don't like that. And so I have to kind of hold my nose when they're talking about that stuff. I'm not down with all the LGBTQ stuff. You got a right to be who you gonna be, but you know what I'm saying? There's something to be said about, maybe it doesn't align with my values. I don't feel like Democrats can really say that, because if they say that, they fear they're going to lose this large voting base. And as a person who holds some conservative beliefs, it's hard sometimes to watch the party that I most times support go against my beliefs. Now, I know somebody gonna say, then why don't you go for the party that aligns with your beliefs? That party, the Democrats, align more with my core beliefs in terms of everything going on. Like, okay, if you wanna, I don't know, you wanna have sex with a guy and marry him, I'm less concerned about that. And, you know, you want to reinstitute the black codes. You know what I'm saying? I'm choosing the party that's against the black codes, but I'm not, well, y'all is for gay marriage, so I can't go with y'all. I'm gonna vote for my own re-enslavement. Not gonna do that. Not gonna do that. But I would love for the Democratic Party to be like, look, and I honestly, I don't hear people say it. I don't hear Democrats say, I'm not for, like Kamala could have easily said, I'm not for abortion. I wish no one would get an abortion. But I'm for your right to make that decision, that medical decision for your life. I'd have been like, yes. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Twin.
What's up, dog?
How you doing, sir? I'm gonna probably have to cut you short because it looks like Kamala is getting ready to come out. I see Tim Walz walking out right now into the audience, so she's probably coming out really soon. But go ahead, let's see what we can get in before she speaks.
Oh, I was just calling in checking on you, man. You almost made me late for work. Instead of watching your podcast, did you go upstairs or you slept in the basement?
I went upstairs and watched a little bit more coverage. And then, you know, I went on ahead. I fell asleep before they actually kind of called the race. But, yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad it's over, though, man. People, you know, get back to their day-to-day life. I ain't got to wake up, see who vote this and red this, Republican, Democrat, all that craziness, man. People really mad at me, man, but, hey, I don't care.
Okay, hold on. I'm going to hang up. Call me back, okay? Because Kamala is coming out to give her speech.
All right.
All right. I want to carry Kamala speaking live on C-SPAN. If I get booted for this, then I blame Twin. Let's see.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Thank you all. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you. So let me say, and I love you back. And I love you back. So let me say, my heart is full today. My heart is full today, full of gratitude for the trust you have placed in me, full of love for our country, and full of resolve. The outcome of this election is not what we wanted, not what we fought for, not what we voted for. But hear me when I say, the light of America's promise will always burn bright. As long as we never give up, and as long as we keep fighting. To my beloved Doug and our family, I love you so very much. To President Biden and Dr. Biden, thank you for your faith and support. To Governor Walz and the Walz family, I know your service to our nation will continue. And to my extraordinary team, to the volunteers who gave so much of themselves, to the poll workers and the local election officials, I thank you all. Look, I am so proud of the race we ran, and the way we ran it, Over the 107 days of this campaign, we have been intentional about building community and building coalitions, bringing people together from every walk of life and background, united by love of country, with enthusiasm and joy in our fight for America's future. And we did it with the knowledge that we all have so much more in common than what separates us. Now, I know folks are feeling and experiencing a range of emotions right now. I get it. But we must accept the results of this election. Earlier today, I spoke with President-elect Trump and congratulated him on his victory. I also told him that we will help him and his team with their transition, and that we will engage in a peaceful transfer of power. A fundamental principle of American democracy is that when we lose an election, we accept the results. That principle, as much as any other, distinguishes democracy from monarchy or tyranny. And anyone who seeks the public trust must honor it. At the same time, in our nation, we owe loyalty not to a president or a party, but to the Constitution of the United States. And loyalty to our conscience and to our God. My allegiance to all three is why I am here to say, while I concede this election, I do not concede the fight that fueled this campaign. The fight for freedom, for opportunity, for fairness, and the dignity of all people. A fight for the ideals at the heart of our nation, the ideals that reflect America at our best. That is a fight I will never give up. I will never give up the fight for a future where Americans can pursue their dreams, ambitions, and aspirations, where the women of America have the freedom to make decisions about their own body and not have their government telling them what to do. We will never give up the fight to protect our schools and our streets from gun violence. And America, we will never give up the fight for our democracy, for the rule of law, for equal justice, and for the sacred idea that every one of us, no matter who we are or where we start out, has certain fundamental rights and freedoms that must be respected and upheld. And we will continue to wage this fight in the voting booth, in the courts, and in the public square. And we will also wage it in quieter ways, in how we live our lives, by treating one another with kindness and respect, by looking in the face of a stranger and seeing a neighbor, by always using our strength to lift people up, to fight for the dignity that all people deserve. The fight for our freedom will take hard work, but like I always say, we like hard work. Hard work is good work. Hard work can be joyful work. And the fight for our country is always worth it. It is always worth it. To the young people who are watching, it is, I love you. To the young people who are watching, it is okay to feel sad and disappointed, but please know it's going to be okay. On the campaign, I would often say, when we fight, we win. But here's the thing. Sometimes the fight takes a while. That doesn't mean we won't win. That doesn't mean we won't win. The important thing is don't ever give up. Don't ever give up. Don't ever stop trying to make the world a better place. You have power. You have power. And don't you ever listen when anyone tells you something is impossible because it has never been done before. You have the capacity to do extraordinary good in the world. And so to everyone who is watching, do not despair. This is not a time to throw up our hands. This is a time to roll up our sleeves. This is a time to organize, to mobilize, and to stay engaged for the sake of freedom and justice and the future that we all know we can build together. Look, many of you know I started out as a prosecutor, and throughout my career, I saw people at some of the worst times in their lives. People who had suffered great harm and great pain, and yet found within themselves the strength and the courage and the resolve to take the stand, to take a stand, to fight for justice, to fight for themselves, to fight for others. So let their courage be our inspiration. Let their determination be our charge. And I'll close with this. There's an adage an historian once called a law of history, true of every society across the ages. The adage is, only when it is dark enough can you see the stars. I know many people feel like we are entering a dark time, but for the benefit of us all, I hope that is not the case. But here's the thing, America, if it is, let us fill the sky with the light of a brilliant, brilliant billion of stars. The light of optimism, of faith, of truth, and service. HU. And may that work guide us, even in the face of setbacks, toward the extraordinary promise of the United States of America. I thank you all. May God bless you, and may God bless the United States of America. I thank you all.
All right, so that was Kamala giving her concession speech. That wasn't bad. That wasn't bad. Twins say, man, you don't cry. Why would I cry? I'm not a lady. You know what I'm saying? Ladies be crying about stuff like that. Why would I cry? Well, I mean, you know, like she said, you know, it is what it is. I told y'all we got to stay vigilant because I wasn't going based on what Kamala said. When she was like, you know, the state of our democracy is at stake. I wasn't saying that because Kamala said it. I was saying that because of what Trump was saying about how he wants to be a dictator and, you know, just the other nonsensical things. No, I would not cry if the bee sting me. I got stung by a bee. Didn't cry, not one tear. I'm not a lady. So, okay, Twin, you could call back now. I know you got cut off. So if you wanted to call back, you can call back now. Jeannie says, anybody can cry. We are all human. What purpose does it serve, though? That's a whole different conversation. Look, if you want to cry, you can cry. Ladies typically do a lot of crying. The men are typically not criers. Men also cry when they lose. I never understand it. I never understand it. No matter how many times I see it, I don't understand it. But different people deal with emotions a different way. So maybe, you know, kind of ladylike men do. I don't know. But yeah, we gotta be. I was basing what I was saying based on the stuff that Trump was saying. While I believe Trump is while I know Trump is a liar, certain times when you gotta believe he was telling the truth. Jerica said, I just came back. What don't you understand? I don't understand why people be, you know, crying over stuff like that. Like, oh, you lost. I don't understand why that makes you cry. I'm not saying you can't cry. You can cry. Anytime you want to cry, you can cry. Oh, no, I might just bust out crying. You know what I'm saying? One day I come in and Restream done, you know, did some update and I don't like the update. And so I might just bust out crying. You know what I'm saying? You can cry if you want to cry. I'm not judging you for crying. I'm just saying typically that's a lady thing. But some men do cry. But that wasn't the point that I was making. Just somebody asked that question. Ben says losing is an event. Losing, I'm guessing he's saying losing in an event is a crying situation. If you say so. If you say so. Jason says they're called feelings. What's called feelings? Crying is not a feeling. Crying is not a feeling. You may cry because of a feeling, but crying is not a feeling. You might not have known that. Or you might have, again, misunderstood what I said, because you do have an issue not understanding stuff. Did you cry when you were robbed at the jump rope competition? Nope. I was just like, that ain't fair. That ain't fair. Y'all robbing me. Diane says crying is a healthy response. Diane, you're a lady. You're a lady. It may be a healthy response for a lady. I don't know that it's necessarily a healthy response all the time. Again, y'all would judge the hell out of me. I would too. Y'all would judge the hell out of me if I came on and told y'all Restream did an update. I didn't like the update and I started crying. Tears coming down. I don't like this update. Y'all would be like, what the hell is wrong with that dude? And none of y'all would be like, that is a healthy reaction. No, it wouldn't be. It wouldn't be. Jason says, you know what I meant. I know what you said. I know what you said. And I know you have kind of a propensity for not listening and misunderstanding. So you're special. I have to treat you like you're special. Did you cry when Kroger's was sold out of ginger snaps? Apparently, that would be a good time to cry. That would be a good time to cry. Like I went in, because I remember when I went to Big Lots, remember they was talking about they was going out of business. I guess they are. And I went to a Big Lots store because I thought I was going to get a good deal on some ginger snaps. And they didn't have none. And if I'd have just bust out crying, that'd have been healthy. Come on. That wouldn't have been healthy. Stop it. Stop it. Twin.
Ain't nothing wrong with crying, man.
Ladies cry all the time. I understand it.
You call me a lady or something?
You be crying all the time?
No.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah, those are good going